People often picture millionaires as being flashy and extravagant, with luxurious cars, mansions, and designer clothing. However, many millionaires are not as noticeable and may blend in with the general population. They may be small business owners in the community, such as welders, mobile home park owners, or pest control professionals. The book refers to these people as the Millionaire Next Door. Thomas Stanley and William D. Danko's book, The Millionaire Next Door, is a classic study on the characteristics and habits of millionaires in the United States. They conducted extensive research and interviewed many millionaires in order to understand what sets them apart from the rest of the population. One of the key findings of their research was that most millionaires do not fit the stereotype of being wealthy and lavish. In fact, many of them are relatively frugal and have built their wealth through hard work, discipline, and smart financial decisions. The book examines how real wealthy people behave and attempts to determine what characteristics, habits, and ways of life they all share. It accomplishes this by utilizing real-world data and examples. What makes someone a millionaire? For the purposes of this book, Stanley and Danko defined the wealthy as anyone with a net worth of at least $1 million or more. When considering this figure, keep in mind that only 3.5% of American households are considered wealthy by these standards, and 95% of those 3.5% have a net worth of between $1 and $10 million. The book also mentions that about 2/3 of millionaires who are working are self-employed. Self-employed people make up less than 20% of American workers, but they make up more than 2/3 of millionaires. Also, 3 out of 4 millionaires who are self-employed consider themselves to be entrepreneurs. Most of the other millionaires are self-employed professionals, such as doctors and accountants. Here are some key takeaways from the book. Number 1. Frugality is the most common trait of millionaires. Being frugal is the cornerstone of building wealth. According to the book, millionaires live well below their means and spend no more than 7% of their income. The people who get rich fastest tend to be frugal, and their spouses tend to be even more so. Nearly 95% of millionaire households are made up of a husband and a wife. In at least 80% of these households, the man is the main source of income. Most of these men are very good at making money, and their wives are very good at keeping the money. They become millionaires by budgeting and controlling their spending, and they continue to do so in order to maintain their wealth. So why are there only a small number of people considered wealthy? There are a lot of six-figure income households that haven't been able to reach the threshold. The main reason for this is that an alarming number of Americans spend all their money now instead of saving it for the future. Many households in the US are completely dependent on their debt, living from paycheck to paycheck and using savings and overdrafts to get by. Most people know how to get rich, but they don't want to spend the time budgeting and planning for their future. Most millionaires are masters at budgeting and planning. It's the same as getting in shape. You just need to go to the gym more and eat less. These are simple concepts to grasp, but they appear to be difficult to implement. Number 2, to build wealth, minimize your taxable income and maximize your wealth. The problem with taxable income is that taxes are most people's biggest expense. So you can't keep all the money you make. Therefore, a lot of professionals like doctors and lawyers are always asking themselves, why do I make so much money without having anything to show for it? It's because the more money you make, the more money you'll have to pay in taxes. Doctors and lawyers are typically in the highest tax bracket due to their high income. Here are some ways to lower your taxable income. Contributing to a retirement account through an employer-sponsored plan or an individual retirement account is a practical way to lower taxable income. Both flexible spending accounts and health spending accounts lower taxable income, including during the years in which the contributions are made. Full-time or part-time self-employed taxpayers can choose from a long list of deductions to lower their taxable income. Investing in real estate can be a great way to build wealth and diversify your portfolio, but it also offers several tax benefits. One of the most significant tax benefits of investing in real estate is the ability to take advantage of the depreciation deduction. This allows investors to lower their taxable income by claiming a deduction for the wear and tear on the properties they own. Another benefit of investing in real estate is the ability to claim deductions for expenses related to the property, such as property taxes, mortgage, interest, and maintenance cost. These deductions can further lower an investor's tax liability, making real estate an attractive investment for those looking to minimize their tax burden. Number 3, you aren't what you drive. According to the book, approximately 81% of millionaires own their cars rather than leasing them. About 23% have a brand new model, but the majority have not purchased a vehicle in the last 2 years. More than a third of them prefer to buy used cars. Most millionaires do not purchase luxury vehicles. Instead, they purchase reliable, daily drivers. So who's buying all those BMWs and Mercedes? Not millionaires. Non-millionaires purchase 86% of all prestige or luxury cars. According to the author, 1 in every 3 people who traded in their old car for a new one was upside down and owed more on the trade-in than its market value. It's difficult to become wealthy doing things like that. What is the most these millionaires have ever paid for a car? At the time the book was written, 50% of millionaires surveyed had never spent more than $29,000 on a vehicle in their entire lives. That figure has most likely risen to around $45,000 in recent years. The car you drive does not define you or make you wealthy. It's your ability to manage your money wisely that will eventually lead to wealth. Number 4, millionaires teach their children financial literacy. They teach financial literacy in order to instill good financial habits and prepare them for managing their own wealth in the future. This can include teaching them about budgeting, saving, investing, and charitable giving. Here are some ways that millionaires may teach their children financial literacy. Number 1, setting a good example. Millionaires can model good financial behavior for their children by being responsible with money and making smart financial decisions. Teaching basic financial concepts, millionaires can teach their children about budgeting, saving, and investing by discussing these concepts and helping their children understand how to manage their money. Number 3, involving children in financial decisions, such as discussing charitable giving or helping them make investment choices to help them learn about financial planning and decision-making. Number 4, providing financial education resources, such as books, courses, or workshops to help them learn more about managing money. By teaching their children financial literacy, millionaires can prepare them for a successful financial future and ensure they are able to effectively manage their wealth. Before we reveal 10 guidelines for raising wealthy children, we'd like to thank you and ask you to subscribe and like so that we can keep providing content like this. Here are 10 guidelines for wealthy parents raising successful kids. Keep your wealth a secret from your kids. Always stress the importance of teaching financial discipline and how to save money. Do everything you can to keep your kids from finding out how rich you are until they are responsible, well-behaved adults. Don't talk to your kids about inheritance. Never use money as part of a negotiation, especially when dealing with your adult children. Keep your distance from your child's family issues. Never think of your kids as competition. Keep in mind that every one of your kids is a unique, independent person. Always praise your kids' accomplishments and give them confidence in what they can accomplish. Make sure your kids are aware that life is about more than just money, and demonstrate to them that many things are worth more than just money. Thank you for watching. Until next time.